So yesterday I had a very interesting interaction on Instagram, and being that it had a lot to do with things I talk about on social media, I wanted to share this story with you guys. It all started with this Instagram post from Complex. If you don't know them, they're a pretty notable media outlet that talks about numerous things dealing with current events and pop culture and things like that. And they posted a picture talking about how I Show Speed rated the movie Sinners an 8 out of 10. You wouldn't think anything is wrong with that. There's a normal post, whatever from them. But in the caption, they say he's going to bring the Rotten Tomatoes average down by giving it an 8 out of 10. Being that they're a multi-million-dollar media outlet that covers pop culture, I was really surprised to see that they don't seem to understand how Rotten Tomatoes works and how movies get their scores on that site. So I felt the need to get in the comments and correct them on this. They wanted to snap back at me and hit me with the my guy, but they just proved themselves to be even more wrong and unknowing of how this site works. So then I corrected them again on that. And even though they tried to cook me, it ended up being them on the menu. But what I gathered from this interaction is that not only them, a multi-million-dollar media outlet like I said, but there are a lot of people that still to this day do not seem to understand how Rotten Tomatoes works. So it made me want to kind of send out this PSA and educate people who might not know exactly how this site works, because I think it's better for people to understand where these scores come from. So essentially how Rotten Tomatoes works is there's no one at Rotten Tomatoes reviewing or rating these movies. It is a conglomerate of reviews from all over the internet coming together into one site. And you have a tomato meter, which is the critic score, and then you have the popcorn meter, which is the audience score. And the common assumption is that when you see a score of a 98% like this, that means that on average, critics are giving this movie a 9.8 out of 10. And that's not true. But if you click on the specific numbers, you will see how it is broken down. If you are a certified Rotten Tomatoes critic, you only get two choices: fresh or rotten. Do you recommend the movie or do you not? If you give it a 6 out of 10 or another guy and another reviewer gives it a 10 out of 10, y'all both recommend that movie, y'all scores count the same. So what that 96% right there is representing is that 96% of critics recommend the movie. For fans, it's a little different. To get a fresh score from the fans' perspective, it has to get a 3.5 out of 5 or higher. So the 97 popcorn meter rating is that 97% of fans that have rated this movie have given it a 3.5 out of 5 stars or above. So you guys, if you didn't already know any of this, I hope this explanation was easy to understand. Being that Rotten Tomatoes is the most prominent movie rating site out there and that it's used a lot in movie advertising to sell you on their movie, I think it's important that we as movie fans understand exactly what these numbers mean, and that's what I wanted to accomplish with this video today.